Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Life of Chester for the bold and beautiful May 13th, 2025. Okay, so nothing too much happened on today's episode of the bold and the beautiful. I think the key things is that Steffi had came home to see Luna there and she ends up kicking her out. And the second thing is that Leon realized at the end of the episode that Hope knew that he was dying or whatever, but it just went off after that. Hold on. Excuse me. But okay, on today's episode, we're gonna start with Hope and Liam. I said at this point, Carter, just walk away. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no way. She done did too much now. Now I know he did once again, he cheated because he kissed somebody else and stuff like that. And she keeps saying how he didn't stand with her. But other than that, she keep proving that she don't want him. She gonna say what she said. I don't want to talk about Carter right now. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about us or whatever. I was like, Carter, just move on. But yeah, on today's episode, Hope was saying how she feels like her and Liam have a left. Lord have mercy. She feels like her and Liam have a lot left to talk about. Not talk about. Oh Lord. Hope feel like her and Liam have a lot left. I can't understand my writing. Jesus. They got a lot to talk about. They got a lot to talk about or whatever. She was just talking in the way that Leon was talking. And I was waiting on him to realize that she knows. But that whole scene was about them talking about Beth and the memories they shared in the cabin. Leon ends up saying Hope and Carter are good for each other. And she starts talking about that's when she said, I don't want to talk about Carter. He's not the only man in her life that she cares about, or something like that. Some type of way she put it or whatever. And that's when she started talking about them. They started talking about life in the cabin and Beth. And I said, wait a minute now. How old is Beth? Look, yeah, I always gotta think deep, y'all. I was like, he talking about some he missed how Beth would he could hear her singing no matter where he was. And I said they be making up stuff. They be making up stuff. Well, technically the whole show made up, but you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, what else did they talk about? Leon was talking, like I said, they was talking about the memories that they shared and stuff like that. She kept talking in a way where she was trying to say like she wanted him back, or she wanted to spend all the time left with him that he has left, or whatever. And at that point, that's when he realized that she knew. She was crying and stuff like that. They was hugging while he was crying. Lord, while they was hugging, she was just crying and stuff like that. And he started looking and stuff, and he was like, "You know, don't you?" And then she admits that she know. I said, okay, let's get this show on the road now. Let's get this show on the road now that she knows. I'm waiting on Bill's response. Well, at this point, it don't even matter. It don't even matter at this point. They missed their opportunity. But yeah, Hope revealed that she knew at the end of the episode with Sheila and Deacon. I think she was thinking about Luna, the fact that she said she was about to go over there to see Finn and everything. And that's when Deacon came up on her and he was like, "What you thinking about?" So he ended up asking her if she was jealous because she mentioned how he has a relationship with Hope and she want a relationship with Finn and her grandchildren. While I was waiting on him to come back and catch her because he told her on today's episode, he said, he was trying to comfort her and let her know, you doing right to stay away or whatever and respect Finn's wishes and stuff like that. And you kept your promise to me. And she just looking at stuff. I said, look at you, guilty. And I don't even think I said neither one of y'all sane or changed or anything like that. But Luna definitely not. By the end of the end of their scene, she ended up calling Steffi a little B word. She said, you little B word or whatever. And I said, yeah, you still crazy. I said, you still crazy. But yeah, I think Deacon, he told Sheila it's okay to think about Finn and his family, but she can't have any contact. That's when I think by this time that's when Luna had arrived or whatever, and he said something about he had to go to a meeting, and that's why I was waiting. I was waiting on him to come back and see her there, cause why would you? I'm surprised nobody told. But yeah, I was waiting on him to come back. When he left, she came and she was saying how she went there to see Finn, and he was alone at first, but Steffi came and she ruined things. And Sheila was trying to remind her that Finn's never gonna go against Steffi or whatever. Hold on, y'all. She was trying to remind her that he's never gonna do anything or just go against Steffi. And I was like, she gonna do something. She's gonna do something. Um, Dog, I gotta go back to Hope and Liam because I wrote something down. Did y'all hear? Maybe I was just listening too hard. It was like this. I don't want to say music, but like sound effect. When Hope and Leon was talking, I was like, let me guess, Hope gonna be his miracle, heal his heart like Taylor and Reed. But now, I think he gonna get a miracle, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, I forgot to mention that part, y'all. But to finish with Sheila and Luna, I think that's where she was like, Finn didn't immediately kick her out. I said, I told y'all. What I tell y'all? What I tell y'all? I said he didn't do that with Sheila either. Done brought her in the doggone house. I said, how you gonna sit up here? And he always talk like he's only doing certain things because of Steffi. Well, my wife this and my wife that. I'm not gonna jeopardize my wife or their safety and stuff. He never say, I don't want you. And if he do say it, it'd be too late by then. It's too late. You done already told her. Just like she recognized that he didn't kick her out. I said that. I said, you need to go show her the door, open the door or something. But no. And then I think Steffi knows. Well, obviously she knows. I was about to say, I think Steffi knows how he truly feels. Because when she left, when she kicked Luna out, when she finally left, because before she left, she told me some I'm not the same person, and I'm a grown person. Y'all hear my niece? I'm grown, and I'm responsible for my actions and stuff like that. And then that's when she left. And then Steffi was like, "How did she even get in?" And even before then, yesterday's episode when Steffi first came and seen Luna there, she was like, what's going on here?" And all that. She know deep down that Finn wants something to do with his daughter. Excuse me. And that reminds me, I was reading some comments and some people was like, Steffi, she's out of line. She shouldn't do that and she should stay out of it. How Finn is Luna's father and he has a right to know his daughter. I said, now, under normal circumstances, I might agree. I might agree. But this lady is running around trying to murder folks. That ain't something you take lightly. But at the same time, it's like, what I tell y'all, I said Steffi and them always be like, they crazy, they a murderer. Then they go confronting them or doing something to them. And then they react to what they did. And then everybody want to play shot like they didn't suspect nothing. Hold on. But yeah, I was like, But yeah, Steffi D down. I forgot what we was talking about already, y'all. But Steffi D down knows that Finn wants something to do with Luna or whatever. I think after he revealed that he said something about he was on the phone with Dr. Buckingham, and that's when he don't know how she got in there or whatever. So then they started talking about Liam, and she reveals that she told Hope the truth, and he was like, Liam didn't want to know that. He didn't want to know that. He didn't want to know that. He didn't want Hope to know that. He didn't want Hope to know or whatever. And she was like, she has a right to know or whatever. And for the first time, we was on the same page about something. I said, if y'all say that crowd one more time, we one big happy extended family. What are you talking about? When and if they come up with a doggone cure or say that he doesn't have what they said he had or something like that, next thing you know, they're gonna be back into it every doggone year or every 2 years at least. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, they was talking about that, and like I said, she told him Hope deserves to know because she has his child and stuff like that, and I agree. I know what we was talking about now. People were saying how Stephanie stay out of it and allow Finn to see his daughter. And I was like, no, she needs to stay her crazy. She needs to go back to jail. Bill should have never did this because it's only a matter of time. But at the same time, I said that about Sheila, and so far, we haven't seen Sheila do anything yet. Yet. What else? What else? What else? Steffi, Finn, Luna. We already talked about them. Finn and Steph, we already talked. That's the last thing, y'all. Let me make sure. Let me check my notes. I already said Steffi asked how Luna got in. Leon talks about the memory. Luna said Finn didn't throw. I already talked about how Luna said Finn didn't throw her out immediately, and I said the same thing. They talk about spending time together. I didn't mention that Hope and Liam end up talking about spending time together or whatever. And that's when he realized that she knows. But that's it. Didn't too much happen on this episode. Her usual. Her usual. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, do have a great rest of the day and be safe, y'all.